Most people can sew a shirt, but getting the collar to sit perfectly is where many struggle. In this tutorial, I'll show you the exact method I use to draft and sew this beautiful button shirt with convertible roll collar that lies flat. If this is something you love to learn, stick around, let's do it together. First, we mark our shoulder to shoulder by 2. Then we add ½ inch seam allowance to it. The neck width is 3 inches, we mark it here. Then our shoulder slope of 2 inches. We connect from the shoulder slope to the neck width. Then our back neck depth of 1 inch is marked here. This serves as a guide to mark our back neck hole. This is our arm depth, which is our round arm measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch ease. We square this line as well. On that line, our chest measurement divided by 4. Then we divide our arm depth by 3. We mark it here. We square this line. This is our across back line. So across back measurement divided by 2 is marked here, and ½ inch allowance is added. With these 3 points, we connect our back armhole. And so make sure that the curve is touching all 3 points. Then we mark like this. Then this is our shirt length, the whole shirt length, plus ½ inch for the seam allowance on the shoulder. We square this too. Then we are marking our shoulder to waist plus half, our shoulder to hip plus half. We square both lines. Now, whatever we had as a chest divided by 4, we subtract 1 from it and we mark that as our waistline. Then this is our hip divided by 4, and also we bring the same hip divided by 4 to the shirt length. Then we connect these points just as you see. Now I'm adding my seam allowances to it. You can do 1 inch, half, whatever suits you. Right, now we cut this out. Adding our hem allowance to it at the bottom. Okay, so from the neck width we move away by half, just as you see. Then we square that line upwards, so this very side should be 90 degrees. Then we measure our back neck hole, the whole neck hole. Then we mark that towards this line we just squared. Then we square this part as well. Now from this part we are measuring 3½ inches. Then at the front we are marking our center back line to give us our center front line. Right, then we add, this is where we want our lapel to start from, so we are marking 1 inch. That 1 inch is for the button extension. We mark that and it goes all the way to where the lapel is supposed to end, or the collar is supposed to start from. Now we are squaring all these other lines. Those serves as guides actually. Now we're going to connect the bottom of the lapel all the way towards the 3½ inches at the top. So we connect it like you see. Now this is the cross back line. We are transferring it to the front to get our across chest line. Also, this is our cross chest line. Now we move on to cut everything right along the back pattern, because the back and the front would have the same shape, but the only difference would be that of the armhole, because the cross chest is smaller than the cross back. So now we input our cross chest measurement plus ½ inch, and then we refine our front armhole. Yes, so go ahead and trim this side off. So this becomes our front pattern and that our back. So we've used this to cut our fashion fabrics. So this is the back pattern you see here. This is it, and this is the back yoke. Yes, and this is also the front pattern we have here, and this is its facing. Look at how the facing is cut. You understand? The whole thing is, the front is same, it goes this way and then it comes down like that. Yes. Now we'll go ahead and then fuse some interfacing. We're using a woven tricot or shift flex, as others would call it, to interface these sides. So this is it. This is our interfacing. We press to fuse it onto our facing, then we cut them off. Then we do same for this part of the fashion fabric itself. This is the wrong side actually. Yes, so we fuse it too, and we do same for the other part as well. So this is what we have on both sides, and this is its facing. That is for the front. We go and stitch the top here and there. Before we move on to the next step, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. Tap the subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you never miss our future lessons. Let's get back to the lesson. There are two common ways of stitching these together. I'll demonstrate both. So first, you'd place one of the shoulders, the front on the back like this, and you see some excess left here. And so let me take my marker. We are stitching all the way to this side, 1/4 inch inwards. Yes, and so we are stitching about 1/4 inch. We stitch all the way through. It surpasses this very line till it gets to 1/4 inch. Then we take this off. We snip through the corner. Then we continue with the stitch. And this is from the shoulder, making sure that the center back of the neckline matches with the center back of our shirt. And we stitch all the way to this side of the other shoulder, and we snip through as well. Then the whole shoulder of the front aligns with that of the back on this very side. Then we stitch all the way through. This is one way of stitching it. So as you can see, that's the base. Now there's this other way where you have the whole of the back. You mark 1/2 inch on both sides. 1/2 inch, you mark that. Then at the corner of the front neckline, you'd also measure 1/4 inch inwards and backwards, as you see. Then we'll stitch all the way to that very point, and so we'll surpass this part by about 1/4 inch. Then we take this off and we snip through, or we cut the corners. Now we move to the other shoulder and match the corner of that collar to the 1/2 inch we had marked earlier. Then with these two, we mark 1/4 inch inward, just as you see. Then we start stitching from there all the way to the other side of our shoulder. Now we'd also cut the corners like this. So this exposes the whole back neck to us to be able to stitch. Now we stitch from one side, also making sure that the center back of our collar aligns with the center back of our yoke, or the back of our shirt, if that's what you're using it for. And so when we stitch this, we would get the same result. Yes, you'd make sure that you knitting these edges. Now this is how it looks like without the facing. So this is how it looks like. Now we're going to attach the facing. We're placing them good size together. Then we'd go ahead and start from the center back. We stitch along the edges all the way down. It's ideal to start from the center so that none of them surpasses the other. You understand? It doesn't shift. So it's usually ideal to start from the center back, as you see. So after we are done with one side, we flip it to the other side and also stitch from the center to the hem of our shirt. Let me adjust my light. Now we'll stitch all the way. Like this. We are also reducing our seam bulk by cutting off a bit of excess of our seams. We do this and create notches, and we turn our fabric good side out. So this is what we have. Now we need to secure our shoulders, and so when we pick the front, that's the fashion fabric's seam allowance, and that of the facing, the seam allowance, we go and stitch the shoulders like this. This ensures that we have a cleaner finish inside, and also the facing doesn't shift or move about when we wear it. And so this is it. The two are very secured. Yes, like that. We move on to deal with the other side of our shoulder, just as we did for the first. Yeah, stitching both, it also gives us space to stitch the center back or the back neck hole. And so we'd also stitch this together. Yes, so it stabilizes the neck, as you see. None of them will shift. Now we move to our pressing table, and then we press. This is very, very needed. So when it comes to the base all the way to the neckline, we've pressed the seam inward. And this is also the neckline. We would want to press in such a way that when we turn our collar, we wouldn't see the other color. That's a contrast fabric. We wouldn't see it on the good side. And so during pressing, you need to be careful with this. So look at how we're doing this. After pressing this, we're making sure that all that is supposed to go inside goes inside. And there will be no traces when we turn to the good side of our fabric. Like this. So this is how it's going to look like. That's the back part. That's how it looks like. Right. It's now time to turn over our neckline. We press that as well. The next step would be to finish our facing. And so you may either use a hem tape, or you hem using a blind hem or a tack, so that it doesn't fly around in the shirt. And voila, this is what we have. But before you go, please support the channel by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new sewing tutorial packed with practical techniques and professional tips.